Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another discussion video. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, and Rick Grimes' character overall. And when do we think the next time will be that we will see him in this franchise, if we do? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video. This one we're going to be talking about when is the next time we're going to see Rick Grimes in the Walking Dead franchise. So, especially now that we've had Comic-Con, no news on Rick, no updates on his character, just Dead City and Daryl Dixon, no Rick information at all, and the supposed ending that we saw of his character at the end of Ones Who Live. When do we think, and if, Rick will return? In what show will we get to see Rick in? Will it be a new property? Will it be The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon? Will it be The Walking Dead Dead City? Or something else altogether? Or we won't see him at all? Those are some major questions right now going forward in the franchise. And I would say it's the most interesting question that The Walking Dead has going for it right now. Because, again, we've talked about a lot of different ways that Rick could appear in the franchise. But which one do we think is the most accurate if he is coming back? Now, here's what I'll say to kind of get this out of the way. I do think we'll see Rick again. I do think that there is more for his story. I don't think his overarching story will be huge. I feel like Rick's main story is done. But I feel like we will see him cameo in one of these properties at one point. So what do I think that'll be? Now, obviously, the biggest obvious one that I feel like a lot of people are going to be going for is The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, because The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon obviously is a show about Daryl going out there to look for Rick, and obviously they've teased many things in that show already, like Ick came back, and, you know, the communication on the radio and stuff like that. And plus, Daryl has been looking for Rick for a long time, and he even said at the end of the original series to Judith that if I'm out there and I see anything, I'll find them both and I'll bring them home. Well, now Rick and Michonne are home, and Daryl is trapped out there. I mean, honestly, it's always the way, and it's the most frustrating thing about this franchise, is it's like, okay, Daryl's going to go out there and look for Rick who's away. Now Rick and Michonne are back, but now Daryl's away. It's like, oh my lord, are you serious right now? Like, oh my god. It's like a cat and mouse game, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's like No Country for Old Men. You just kind of can't get away, you know what I'm saying? You try to keep going and stuff, but he's always on your tail, and oh, no, this time he's coming for you, and now he's not, you know? Like, that's literally the Walking Dead universe right now. It's like, oh, Daryl's gonna go look for Rick. Oh, well, Rick and Michonne are back now. Oh, well, Daryl's out now, you know what I'm saying? It's saying you got Morgan over here looking for Rick, and then you got this person over here. It's like, holy crap, man, seriously, like, get your crap together, Gimple, seriously. But The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, I think, is the most obvious choice. And what I mean by that is the final season. I feel like in the final season of Daryl Dixon, we will have an appearance by Andy Lincoln. Again, hopefully, at least. I think that would be kind of a cop-out to end the Daryl show, you know, of course, and not have Rick in it. Here's the problem with that, though, is that The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon is not ending anytime soon. We have 4 seasons of this show at the very least, and I would assume there's at least more than that. Probably 5, 6, maybe even 7 seasons, you know? So if I'm thinking about this right now, Andrew Lincoln is 50 years old. He would probably be like late 50s by the time that this Daryl show ends. I have a lot of words to say about that, but I'm not going to go into it because I could go off forever. But yeah, so by the time that Andy Lincoln is getting old, in other words, we will get this reunion in the Daryl show, more than likely. Because Norman wants to keep touring the world for a little bit, and then when he eventually decides that, oh no, he's done, they'll go back to Alexandria and they'll bring back old man Andy Lincoln, and they'll film a final reunion with Daryl and Rick. That's basically what we're saying here. So that's one side. Now, Dead City, I feel like is one that a lot of people haven't discussed, and obviously I think this is the more possible one, if I'm being honest, because at least it's in the United States, damn it, and Rick Grimes is in the United States. Not to mention, I would absolutely kill for a reunion with Rick and Negan. I would love that. I would love to see Rick's, you know, reaction to Negan, you know, in this type of scenario, in Dead City in particular. I think what they should do, and honestly, I feel like it would kind of help out the show a little bit. I feel like they should bring Rick on Dead City for like one season. Not the whole show, but for one season. And bring him on as a guest appearance, you know what I'm saying? And bring him on as, you know, okay, he's going to go, you know, check and see how Maggie's doing, you know, at the Bricks, you know what I'm saying? Which makes sense because he's been back at the community now. So it's like he wants to go see Maggie. He wants to go interact with her, you know what I'm saying? And, maybe he shows up and you've got Negan that's acting in the fashion that he's been acting in lately, and Rick is absolutely furious. But the one person that steps in Rick's way is Maggie, and Maggie defends Negan in front of Rick. Think about how crazy the writing would be in a scenario like that. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I know what a lot of people are going to say. They're going to say, well, Dan, you also have to remember the Dead City is several years away from the ones who live in Daryl Dixon, so maybe they'll never do it. Yes, I understand that, but at the same time, honestly, nothing makes sense in this franchise. I'm sorry. Like, if Carol can get a free plane ride to France, we can have Rick show up in The Walking Dead Dead City. You can't even argue that. I'm sorry. So here's the thing, right, is that Rick showing up in Dead City, I think, would be an absolutely epic moment. Again, make him a guest appearance for a few episodes, a season at the most, stuff like that. But either way, I feel like getting him in there, maybe in like the 4th season of Dead City or the 5th season, one of those two, because I think those are supposed to be the last seasons, according to Lauren. So, something like that, I think would be kind of cool. And that'd be in a couple years from now. You know what I'm saying? Bring Rick back, make it a big epic moment, and it'd be realistic. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there you go. Now, obviously, the Walking Dead universe has gotten so unrealistic lately, and I'm not even saying that to throw a jab at it. It is. Troy Otto resurrection, Carol flies to France. I mean, like, anything could happen in this franchise. It's become cartoony, which I've mentioned in videos before lately. Walking Dead, modern Walking Dead, is goofy. Old school Walking Dead's realistic with the zombie genre added into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what people say. They'll be like, oh, well, Walking Dead's a zombie show. It's never supposed to be realistic. Yes, but that was the brilliance of Walking Dead back in the day, is that it was realistic mixed, you know what I'm saying, with, the almost like the realism, you know what I'm saying, like around it. It was a zombie story, but it was realistic. Nowadays, it's like a cartoony type of thing. Nowadays, it's like a cartoony type of show, which again, it's nothing wrong with that. It's more so one of those where it's like, okay, so we're not going to treat things with realism. So where I'm getting to with this is that if we're not going to treat things with realism, then I say Rick and the CRM and the crew that he now has at his disposal should take a frickin' plane or something that the CRM obviously would have and fly on over to France too. You know what I'm saying? Might as well, or I guess to Spain at this point. Fly Rick over to Spain. Why not? Get that reunion out of the way. At this point, I wouldn't even care if it's unrealistic, because The Walking Dead isn't realistic anymore. It's not. So get the reunion done, get it done like that, and put it in Daryl season 3. Honestly, you might as well. But what I'm more so saying here is that I don't think, in terms of realism, we have to worry about that. Now, here's the other thing. Could this also be the return of Rick in a new series? I actually don't think they're going to give Rick another show, because I don't think Rick has a story left to tell. I really don't. I don't think Rick has a show left to tell. I feel like what Rick has left to tell is a appearance in the final season of Daryl Dixon, and maybe an appearance in Dead City if they want to mash with some timelines. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Rick is ever going to get his own show again. I think we're past that, unfortunately, y'all. I really do. I think Ones Who Live was the last of that. I really do. And it's sad to say that, but I feel like that's exactly what it is. Again, could they force out a second season of The Ones Who Live? I guess they could, but again, it's not a planned thing, as Gimple said, so I wouldn't hold my breath for that. Honestly, the most likely scenario of the next time we see Rick in the Walking Dead universe is like 5 years away from right now, if not more, as an older guy meeting up with an older man, Norman Reedus, at the end of the Daryl Dixon show, when they eventually pull the plug on that show, eventually end that show once and for all, and they have Daryl go home, and then, he sees Rick. That is the most likely option. We're waiting until 2030, and I'm honestly gonna pin that comment, and I'm gonna see if I'm right. Honestly, we're gonna revisit these words in 2030 and see if this comment goes anywhere. Mark my words, Rick Grimes will not be seen on the Walking Dead screens again until 2030. Let's see how accurate that comment ages. We'll see. Post comments down below. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to miss any of the videos of The Walking Dead. Show follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.